Really good win for us. Got a lot of respect for LSU and their program, and they're good. They're hard to defend, and we came off a tough loss, of course. We played really well at home and played well in the first half. I thought we played really well in the second half. Had really good contributions and performances by a bunch of our guys. I thought everybody played well. I thought we played really hard. Appreciative to the fans that showed up, especially being a uniquely late 9 p.m. tip. So good win for us, and back to it. Got to get rest. No off day, and another great opportunity on Saturday against another really good team.
I guess the story kind of within the game today, Blue kind of came really close to getting a triple-double for you guys since 2021. Just the progress he continues to make, and he's helping in so many different ways right now.
He is. You know, as a freshman, I just said on the radio, he was a talented freshman that could make shots and was developing in other areas, and now he's a good player. Now he's a good SEC player who had a whale of a game and only made 1 3. You know, arguably his biggest strength, definitely last year and maybe early this year, but just rounding out his game. 8 assists and 0 turnovers, and really rebounded it well, played really hard. Proud for him.
There's a play maybe, I think about 80 seconds left. Silas kind of lays out for this loose ball and
Love it.
His game.
Yeah.
What does that play kind of say about the culture and maybe Silas's role in kind of building that play off?
It says a lot. I mean, that's a microcosm of what we're trying to be. That exemplifies culture as action. That exemplifies, you know, what we're trying to do on a daily basis, things that we can control. You know, this whole league. I mean, there's 16 really good teams that play really hard, and whether we're making shots or not, you know, we've struggled with it at times. We've struggled with free throws. We've struggled with turnovers. But for the most part, especially at home, these guys have laid it on the line and played really hard, and you love to see that. And that's who Silas is.
How many times have you seen an opposing team score 27 points on 9 3-pointers, and just kind of how your guys kind of kept their composure, not kind of letting that get, you know, a little bit?
Yeah, you know, early in the game, the scout for us was, you know, it starts with those 2 guards, Carter and Sears, who are just a handful to defend, and that staff and Matt, they put them in space and they run different actions for them, and they're just hard to keep up with. And so that was the focal point, and some other guys stepped up and hit some shots, and they had it going. So that was something we talked a lot about at halftime, and then obviously the 10 turnovers that we had and only 3 in the second half. That was the biggest factor for us offensively in the second half. But, you know, sometimes really good players in this league allow their teammates to get a little bit more open, maybe more so than if there was a little bit more parity out there in the court. And so it starts with Sears and Carter, and then they got it going a little bit as well. Defended the 3 better in the second half.
Is there an extra effort, you think, to share the ball? I think you had 23 assists.
We've done a lot of skill work, just a ton, more so in season than I've ever done in an attempt to address our turnover issue. And so we've caught it a lot, and we've jump stopped a lot, and we've worked on simple 2-handed passes and extra passes and pivots and all those type things. And you like to think that some of that's paying off. But probably more than anything, just playing downhill and playing with confidence and being in transition, because we got stops. You know, you hold a really good offensive team to 62 points. A lot of our big wins, you know, teams were in the 60s, and that's easier to control than whether or not shots are falling. So guys have embraced playing with one another and letting the defense dictate who's shooting the ball. Again, Blue's a good example of that. You know, played 31 minutes and took 2 threes, but we shared it. We've got some unselfish guys, but different defenses that will play moving forward will dictate how much they actually allow you to move the ball. You know, and that's part of it. Just happened to be a little bit different tonight.
Santo had some big blocks tonight. What does his presence down low going to do for the rest of the defense?
He makes a big impact on the game with some of those loud blocks and loud dunks. And he's emerging, you know, he's developing, he's working on it every day. Did some good things. He was really efficient, made a big impact on the game.
Seems like whether it's in the box score or, I mean, on the floor as well, you're seeing a lot of the guys that started their career at Georgia are being the ones that are kind of running the show. I feel like in years past, a lot of times it's been transfers.
Mhm.
What's kind of the significance of kind of building those guys from the ground up and them being the ones running the team?
You know, I don't want to separate, you know, especially this time of year, it was a little bit easier to talk about the returners versus, you know, the freshmen and the portal guys. But now we got a bunch of guys that we feel like we've been coaching for a long time and that we really like and respect, and we enjoy working with. They're getting better. It just feels like we've got more continuity probably than it might feel, you know, for an outsider looking in. But you love to watch guys getting better and grow together. But those three sophomores certainly are continuing to improve.
You guys outscored them in the paint 44-14. How much do you feel like that dominance down low, kind of turned the game in those favor?
Boy, that gives you a chance, night in, night out, right? And the rebounding margin. Again, I just thought we were flying around, just playing with reckless abandon on the interior. And guards flying around on the perimeter as well. It gives you a chance. It's harder to do that, obviously, the rebounding discrepancy. Moving forward, you know, in this league, I'm not sure how many more times we'll see that, you know, and some of them just bounce to us as part of the game. But we're a good rebounding team. We got to continue to get better at it, though, and we'll continue to play really good rebounding teams, of course.
With the difference in turnovers between the two halves, was there an adjustment made at the break, something that changed that you saw in protecting the ball?
We watched some offense, we watched some defense. We continue to talk about turnovers. We didn't talk about it for a while. I've been open with you guys about that, but now it's past, you know, talking about it and past feelings and confidence, and our guys have embraced it. You know, we were a little bit sloppy there, a few of those possessions, but a couple of them were offensive fouls, you know, one on a cut by a big, and one was on a mismatch with RJ trying to back down Sears. And so, I don't know that those are bad decisions, you know, and then, you know, a couple times balls just slip out of your hands, and those ones are a little bit harder to control, but we had 4 or 5 pretty bad decisions in the first half. Slowed down, made better decisions in the second, a la Tuscaloosa the other day, where we had a lot of deficiencies, but we made good decisions and got better with our ball security. So that's 3 out of 4 halves where we're showing some improvement.
Productive night from Duchesne. How have you seen him sort of handle the transition to playing SEC basketball and the competition every night?
You know, he had a really good game here last year. He had a lot of options. We're fortunate to that he chose us, of course. And he got off to such an incredible start, and then the SEC came, and people forget, you know, he's a true sophomore who played his first season at a much lower level, you know, in a league that's very different than the SEC. So, falling into some, you know, some deficiencies, some turnovers, some of those freshman blues as a sophomore, because you can kind of look at him as a freshman. It really wasn't a surprise to our staff. And I admire the way that he's kind of dug himself out of it. I thought it was his best game. And he's practiced really well the last couple of days. He's got to continue to grow with his decisions. You know, you can't just put your head down against an SEC defense and go full speed and hope it all works out, because jump up in the air and just you know, just the defenses, the length, the discipline, just the overall ability that these defenses in this league they'll expose you until you're ready. And tonight, he made better decisions. He played within himself. He hit singles as opposed to trying to hit grand slams, and that's a big step for him.